Hi, my name is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and your number one source for real estate advice online. Thank you for checking out my channel here on YouTube. In my channel and also in my radio show, we talk about anything and everything related to real estate investing. That is the real world of real estate investing and anything and everything that goes along with it. The good, bad, the ugly, the everything, because that's what I do. Check out my other videos too. Check out my websites. At the bottom of this video right here, I have a bunch of ebooks that I published for specific topics if you're interested in learning more. And I'm really glad you're here. Make sure you leave comments, suggestions, feedback. Send me an email if you like. My email address is realestate@juliamspencer.com. And if you subscribe on my website, you'll get a newsletter sent to you with some additional information. That's completely free as well. So in this topic, we're going to talk about my newest tax sale foreclosure adventure. I probably should go to the property and do a location video, which I'm probably going to do here shortly, but I wanted to show you this property because I just wanted to share the story really. I don't know if you're going to learn anything from this, but this is the actual real stuff that happens. As you know, I'm really big into tax sale foreclosure investing, so that's kind of what I do. And I was really hopeful about this property I bought exactly a year ago today. Actually, today is 1 year and 1 day at an auction right here in the city of Savannah. And it was a small little shotgun style house, like a single story cottage type house that they built back in the, I don't know, 50s or so. I think it was built in the 60s, this one. And I was really hopeful about this one because it was boarded up. It looked like it was in really good shape from the outside. I didn't see any structural issues. It was in kind of a sort of a questionable neighborhood, I have to add that. So the neighborhood wasn't that great, but it wasn't that bad either. And in Savannah, neighborhoods do change, so we just never know. Anyway, the property was appraised for $26,700. It's a single story, very small, 846 square feet. It's actually smaller than I usually buy. 3 bedroom, 1 bath, so you know the bathrooms, the bedrooms are super tiny. And I bought it for under $1,000. So I was really excited about this one because I thought this might be a really good deal. It looked very much deserted. It had trash sitting in the front. It looks like the fund that owns it is located in Connecticut, so it's not even a local owner, and was bought, I don't even know how it was bought, but they've had it for 6 years, and it looks like they've tried to sell it a few times, and it's just sitting in their fund. It's a retirement fund maybe, I'm not sure, have no idea. Anyway, the building is appraised at $17,700, the land at $9,000, approximately $26,000. I'd say the property is worth on the market, because I know the area, about $40,000 maybe at the most. So it's a little bit undervalued here at the tax assessor site. So I thought it was a really good deal in any case, and I was excited about it. I've driven by there several times. I checked to see if anybody was there. I tried to flag down some neighbors, but unfortunately the neighbors are kind of like staying inside their homes, closing the doors. That's the kind of neighborhood it is, which was unfortunate. And we're getting to the end of the redemption period. So yesterday was exactly 1 year since I bought the property. Today is 1 year and 1 day, and obviously the redemption period is up tomorrow. So yesterday I get a frenzied phone call from somebody representing this retirement fund, and a lady, she left me 2 messages. Well, I only got 1 message. She said she left me several messages, and the last message I got was actually more frenzied than the first one, which I never got. And the last one basically said that if you don't call us back, we will sue you for damages. And I'm like, what? How could you sue me? I went to the courthouse illegally bought a tax lien on this property where the redemption period is not up yet. The first message I got, I'm about to call you back. You can't just blurt out the threatening me to sue me. So anyways, not a stranger to lawsuits anymore, thank goodness. That's actually a good thing. I wasn't very much afraid, so I called the numbers back and I tried to get a hold of somebody. Nobody picked up the phone. I left messages. Shortly thereafter, I did finally get a message back from the representative from this fund, and she says, well, you know, we couldn't get a hold of you, so we just send you the redemption check to your address. And I'm like, how much did you send? And they're like, well, whatever you paid at the auction plus 20%. And I'm like, you do realize that the way the statutes read here in the state of Georgia, you may not be aware of this because you're from Connecticut, is that you have to pay me what I paid at the auction plus any taxes or special assessments or anything else that was added since, in addition to that auction amount that I paid, and then 20% on top of that. So the amount is not what you send me. And how did you even send the money to me? Like, because I didn't receive it. This was yesterday. And she said, oh, well, we'll just send you a business check from our fund. And I'm like, okay, so here, dear listeners, just mark my words here. Do not accept personal checks or even business checks. The only way I accept redemption money is cash or wire transfer or certified check. And that's just to protect your own back here. I'm telling you this because anybody can write a check for anything. You give them the quit claim deed and off they run with the property and you got nothing. So be very careful with that. I'm trying to be very nice with these people that are trying to redeem it. In this case, I wasn't maybe as nice as I should have been because they were actually, and she stated this to me on the phone. She said, well, I'm an attorney. Do you know who you're speaking to? I'm an attorney. How can my business check not be good? I'm like, I don't know who you are. You just called me on the phone. You could have gotten my phone number from anywhere. Any of you all have my phone number. It's probably there on the internet somewhere. So, and this is also why I don't answer my phone very often. Somebody actually has to leave me a message and me to read the message before I can actually respond to it because I don't necessarily answer all phone calls. For that reason, I'll be on the phone all day. So, so I said to her, with all due respect, I do respect you as a person. I have respect for your profession, but I don't completely trust you. And so we started to get into a verbal battle on the phone yesterday. And I was gonna record it. I was like too late to click the record button. But anyways, even if I had recorded it, I probably wouldn't be allowed to put it right here on YouTube, being privacy issues and stuff. But she was getting very upset with me. She was trying to basically pounds her chest. Here, I'm the attorney and you're the nobody, and I have the right until the very last day to redeem the property. And I told her, I was like, look, of course you do. I know the laws. I live here. I have actually been to the property. Have you? You know, I've actually driven by there. So I said, you know, just kind of curious, I said to her, you're an attorney. You work for this retirement fund. And today is the last day, well actually tomorrow, yesterday it would have been tomorrow, is the last day of the redemption period. And you just thought about calling me the day before, even, and you're out of state even, and you know it's going to take some time to transfer the money and the quit claim deed and get everything filed at the courthouse. These things can't happen instantly. It takes time. People have to jump through hoops to make everything happen in one day. And you work as an attorney, and you're about to lose this property. Mind you, this isn't a great property. It's worth, you know, only tax assessors, like I said, $26,700. And you're about to lose this property. If you're working for this retirement fund, I don't know if it's your retirement fund, but you're an attorney working for this retirement fund, and you think of this at the very last day. I can tell you, I told her on the phone this, I said, I can tell you, if this was my retirement fund and you're working as my attorney, I'd be looking for a different attorney right now, because screws up like that are expensive. You know, you just about lost a really expensive piece of real estate because you couldn't follow up on time. You could have sent me a letter, you could have given me a phone call a month ago. What if I had been out of town? If I had been, you know, in Europe? I travel a lot, as you all know from my YouTube channel. I'm not always home. I don't have access to the phone. Well, I do have access to the phone, but I don't have access to my office all the time. And yeah, we could have really just like ran past each other, and you would have lost the property. And in that same line of thought, my attorney already had all the paperwork on this property. He was ready to go and file barring of redemption rights court action for this already. I mean, he already had all the stuff ready to go. So anyway, she got very angry with me, as attorneys do usually, because I'm a smart ass. And she basically said, well, you know, you're right, and this one kind of slipped through our fingers. I'm like, don't do that. Don't let things slip through your fingers. And then I said, you know, by the way, I'm one of those investors. I go to the auction and I buy the properties that don't have anybody that bids against me. So what I paid is what was due. There was no overage. But there's people out there, they're like, huh, nice property, I'll put down $10,000. And guess what? You would have had to pay $10,000 plus additional taxes plus 20%, which gets you pretty close to how much this property is worth, and you would have basically essentially sold it for half price without you, or you would have had to come up with the money basically to redeem it. And you know, 20% on $10,000 is a little bit more than 20% on $1,000. And yeah, she kind of admitted that. I had the feeling that there was another attorney listening in the background, or maybe even several. I did tell her that the property is in really bad shape. I told her that the city is cracking down on cleaning properties, keeping them together, code compliance. Obviously, as you know, if you watched my channel, I've had the director of code compliance of the city of Savannah on my radio show actually before. And I've had many run-ins with code compliance personnel for some of my other properties, so I know how the process works. And I do also know that the city is trying to crack down on problem properties, cleaning them up, assessing special assessments on those properties for the cleanup fees, for the boarding up fees, for the weed liens. And they're getting ready to auction off those special assessments to investors like myself. And this is not something necessarily that would be, this is a new thing. So if she's managing many properties for this retirement fund, and she's from out of town, she needs to, it's a full-time job to keep track of this and keep it in line. She acknowledged all of that, and she agreed with all of that. Eventually I got her to agree to just wire the money to me. I think she sent it via PayPal, which was the quickest way and the cheapest way. And I did receive the money. So today I'm going to prepare the quitclaim deeds. And so, of course, you know, when you prepare a quitclaim deed and you take it to the courthouse, there's filing costs associated with that. You may have to pay some transfer taxes, and I am aware how to do all of this in my city, my county, because I do it all the time here, and in other places it may work differently. But when you're from out of town, it's actually more effort to get all this accomplished, because then you have to hire somebody locally that can run the stuff to the courthouse. I'm sure there's a way to do it electronically. I'm not aware of it because I'm already at the courthouse, you know, most times anyway, so I might as well just do it in person. Anyway, so she's like, oh, I told her, I was like, I'm going to write the quitclaim deed, I'm going to sign it, I have somebody notarize it while I sign it, I'll send you the copy, you can get it filed at the courthouse. And she's like, no, you are going to file it at the courthouse. And I'm like, I know the statutes here in Georgia, I know the laws, and this is something for you guys if you're kind of boxed into the corner as an investor, because this is going to happen especially by attorneys. Now, if this is an individual person, I wouldn't give them a runaround. I'll explain to them how to do it. I would do it for them. If it's maybe a homeowner that's maybe not very well aware how the process works, or maybe even a lot of times I have elderly people that have lost their property at a tax sale foreclosure and they're coming to redeem. I'll do everything for them because, you know, that's the right thing to do. But if you have I'm sorry for the French, if you have a smart-ass attorney from up in New York City on the phone with me telling me what to do in the snotty attitude, I'm gonna make them do all the work. I'm sorry. So in any case, they did send the money and I did receive the money, so I'm happy. I can put this property to bed. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have kept it, but you know, that's how the process works and I will play by the rules. So just kind of sharing that experience with you. And at the end of this video, I'm going to add a couple of pictures of the property. I never got the chance to go inside the property. It's locked, it's boarded, and of course I don't have access rights anyways. But I can take some pictures from the outside, from the public street, and I'll attach them at the end of this video. You can check it out, and more adventures from Taxo foreclosure land here coming soon. Make sure you subscribe at my website there below for my newsletter. Check out my ebooks, and I do still offer private consulting sessions on the phone. You have to contact me and let me know if you want to do that still. I'm trying to phase that out because I really want to make my ebooks self-containing, where you can get everything you need from my ebooks and then just send me questions and we'll get on the phone and talk for a few minutes. There's no need for me to charge you thousands of dollars for consulting when everything that you need to know is already there in my ebooks for cheap. And I'm not trying to rip you off, not making a living off of this. This is a passion project, and I actually do what I preach. So have a great day out there, happy investing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.